Good afternoon. Today is Sunday, May 21st, 2023. And this is going to be the Bitcoin weekly price forecast, looking at where we could see Bitcoin go in the next week or so. So this is the last calendar month of May. So we'll be pretty much closing out the month, going into Memorial Day weekend, not this Monday, but next Monday. So let's just take a look at what we did over the last week. I'm going to start kind of in reverse this time. Basically, we started here. Came down. I was thinking that we were going to come down and maybe shoot right back up to 30K, somewhere in that range, or we could potentially go down to 25,000. Now, I've been saying that for weeks, just coming down and kind of bouncing off of this line and then shooting right back up to 30K. But really what we did is I looked at the Fibonacci's, the Fibonacci pullbacks for this last move, and basically that puts us somewhere around here. So for this entire move from here to here, you have these three Fibonacci lines, and basically what price did over the last week was just range. We didn't go anywhere, but what it did do was respect this 38.2 moving average, which basically kind of tells me that this is a pretty heavy uptrend. If you start seeing a pullback that is somewhere in the range of the 50, I think, going back down to the 50% line, that's a pretty normal pullback, which kind of supports this theory that we could potentially come back to 25,000 before rocketing. And then finally, kind of like that last stop is like that 0.618 moving average. So if it comes all the way back down here, this kind of, like I said, that last line of defense. So if it doesn't hold here, it's going to likely go down. Not 100%, but it could go down. It has a higher probability. But considering that we kept on respecting this 38.2, this is telling me that this is probably a higher, it's an uptrend. We're still in a pretty strong uptrend. So again, my two forecasts for last week was that we were going to come up, basically, take a little shallow pullback back to this line and then kind of bounce off back up to 30K, or potentially go back down to 25K and then go back up to 30K. But really, it's kind of still, since we didn't do anything, that forecast still kind of stands. But we'll just kind of go back out. We'll zoom out to the monthly chart and see what we can do here. So again, if we look at this, and let me go ahead and delete some of these since we've already talked about it, right? We'll make no, actually I'm not. I'm just going to leave that there because again, the forecast really didn't change for the last week. If we look at, let's hide everything. So if we look at the monthly chart, again, May has been it's been a down month, which is fine because, again, we had 4 months that absolutely ripped up to the upside. So January, February, March, April, and May. At some point, you have to have a pullback. So again, like this is your inhale, and at a certain point, you got to exhale and let everything out. And then you'll inhale again and then let everything out and exhale. So on and so forth. That's just like the way that the market moves. Like, again, you have an inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, a huge exhalation, and then like you have another series of like we're getting it going with the inhalations and exhalations, right? Ups and downs, that's all this is. So if we look at the weekly chart, there is something pretty interesting here. So if I'll take, I only want to see the 200 and this is actually the 26-week moving average, and I might be able to change the color on this one. I am going to change the color on this one. So we'll change that to yellow. If you look at the weekly chart, so right now, so this is a 26-week moving average. So again, about half a year's worth of data, 26 weeks, 52 weeks in a year, 26 weeks. In the past, this moving average when a moving average crosses under another moving average, that's generally a bearish signal. And the bigger the higher the time frame, the more significant that cross is. So the last time that we crossed under was in mid to late September of last year. And again, as you can see, we've been going down for so long. The moving average, it's a lagging indicator because, again, like if you look at it, we've been going down for months and months before this crossed. So it finally did cross. We come back up. And then finally, we kind of range for months and months and months. And then we finally had this shoot back up again. And at this point, we're in the same way that if it crosses under, it's a bearish signal and we're probably going down. If it crosses up, it is a bullish signal and we're going up. And just like I said, this is a lagging measure. So price is still, in my opinion, going to continue going up just because, again, it's already shown that upward trajectory. We have the momentum on our side. And now we have this major bullish signal right here that we're going to continue in an upward trajectory. So I still, at this point, have not been disproved that we're going to I haven't had any invalidation criteria to say that we're going to go any lower, right? So I will take this one off, and I'll put my other moving averages back on. So we're at the daily chart right now. If we take a look, and I'll put my drawings back on. That's not what I want. I'll put the drawings back on. So again, like I said, nothing much has really changed. I'm actually not even going to really update my forecast. If anything, I'm just going to move this over just a little bit. Same exact forecast. I'm not even going to change it. So again, we could continue. We could continue to kind of do this, do a little bit of this here to where we're coming down to still continue to respect this 38.2. We're just going to move this over. Like I said, there's no reason to update the forecast because we did absolutely nothing last week. It wasn't a great trading week for me personally because, again, I thought we were going to the upside. But when you start having this choppy type of price action continuously, it kind of chops up your profits too because, again, you're going long here and then it's short. Okay, well, now we might be going short here and so on and so forth. But then we have this huge bullish candle and then it's just like it was a mess. So really, I stopped trading on Thursday, actually. I said, let me wait until price actually makes a decision, and then we'll continue to do what we have to do. So my forecast has absolutely not changed. I think we'll continue to respect this 38.2. The worst case scenario at this point that I'm seeing is us coming back down to 25,000, which if you're looking at worst case scenarios, that's really not that bad. We're at 26, so that's a $1,000 move down to the bottom side, and then a rocket up to the upside. So as you can see, like bulls have had a lot of upwards pressure in this direction, as well as the sellers. So when you see price being range bound like this continuously, all you're saying is that the sellers and the buyers have equal power. So that the buyers aren't overpowering the sellers and the sellers aren't overpowering the buyers. This is really just we stayed in a range of like $1,200 for the whole week, which I mean for Bitcoin is nothing. So let's say we zoom out to weeks prior, like you might have a move that's like, I don't know, somewhere in here, like you can move very quickly, 3,000, 5,000, and the more time that goes by, and the more bullish the trend, it tends to be where you have bigger and bigger moves. But that kind of makes sense. That adds up. So again, this is my forecast for the week. I don't really intend on changing it because again, we really did nothing last week. So that's about it. We'll see what we do this week, and happy trading, happy accumulating whatever strategy that you're employing. So let's get it. All right, take care.